Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Raising Little Muslims, and today I have a very special Ramadan preparation vlog, especially for mothers. Okay, so we talked a little bit about prioritizing and about our new perception of what Ramadan is like as a mom. So now I want to talk about number 2, which is understanding the 3 types of fasting. So the first type of fasting is your fard, your obligatory fasting. Obligatory meaning like you need to make sure that you do your 5 daily prayers. That was one thing that was a little shocking to a lot of people, is just to know that a lot of Muslims fast during Ramadan, of course, because that's kind of something that's a little easier to do, and don't do their 5 daily prayers. So it's really almost canceling each other out. So what we have to focus on is that we are sticking to what is obligatory. So we're doing our 5 daily prayers. We're fasting from sunrise to sunset. We're praying Fajr, we're praying Dhuhr, we're praying Asr, we're praying Maghrib, we're praying Isha, and then we're praying that extra 2 rakat of Taraweeh. Add your Sunnah prayers in there, and then if you can pray more Taraweeh, definitely you want to do that. Some people, every night they pray 20. Even some moms that are at home all alone, they're praying 20 rakat all alone by themselves, so mashallah. But do what you can do, and at least make sure that you're consistent with the fard, with the obligatory, okay? The second type of fasting is taqwa. Taqwa fasting is the fasting of the limbs. So what does that mean? That means the fasting of your eyes. So I'm going to avoid things that I shouldn't be looking at. So I'm gonna abstain from looking at naked bodies, looking at shows that are bad for me, like looking at people in a bad way. So abstaining from the things and fasting of your eyes. Fasting of your mouth, probably one of the most important things that you can do. Avoid gossip. Fasting from the mouth means like abstaining from the bad things that you could say, bad things that could ruin your whole fast. Backbiting and bad mouthing, cursing, yelling at your wife about why isn't the iftar ready on time. I know you're laughing about that. Yelling at your children, being impatient with people, road rage in the car, like some brothers have a problem with road rage, yelling and screaming and cursing at a video game that you're playing, yelling and screaming while you're playing cards with your friends, like just fasting of the mouth is like the important things that we need to remember, that everything that we say needs to be like butter. Okay, it needs to be soft, it needs to be sweet. We need to speak in a way that shows people that we're fasting. Okay, you also have fasting of the feet. So where I go, where my legs take me, what I'm doing, how am I spending my time. I want to make sure that I'm not just going walking around the mall or just sleeping all day and avoiding the fast by just sleeping through it. I want to make sure I'm not walking into places I don't belong. I need to make sure that where I take myself is the place that I can feel proud of. So the fasting of the limbs, fasting of your hands, using your hands to make a nice meal, to hold the Holy Quran, not using your hands to choke your kids because they're making you crazy. So taqwa fasting, I think, is very important. It's very easy to add that to your obligatory fasting. It's not difficult for you. You're avoiding the things that you should be avoiding all the time, but putting a little more emphasis on it during Ramadan. So that would be taqwa fasting. The third type of fasting is ihsan. Okay, so like the excellence. Ihsan is like, and I apologize if I don't pronounce it the way that you like, but this is just the maximum type of fasting. So you are pretty much completely are abstaining from all worldly desires. You are able to just focus completely on Ramadan, on Allah, no worldly things. So you definitely are not on social media. You are not scrolling through. You're not watching Turkish soap operas or, you know, Palestinian or Egyptian or any of these different like Ramadan series that they have. You're not watching HBO Go. You're not spending your time doing anything worldly. All that you're focused on is Allah. You're focused on the Quran, you're focused on charity, you're focused on helping others, and you're completely abstaining from worldly pleasure at all. This is the ultimate feeling, I think, and that we all pray that we can get to that point at some points in our faith. And so definitely I hope that you guys can reach the fasting of Ihsan. I hope that I can reach that point one day. Definitely it's just probably a huge relief to just only think about your faith, only to focus on Allah and to not be distracted by the world. There are small ways too that we can do that, and I'll talk about that in the third section, which is how do I prioritize, how do I maintain the 3 types of fasting. So we'll get to section 3.